Movie Holics!
Welcome, Movie Holics. I'm Monica Kasurek, and I am your stream queen. Okay, Movie Holics. So you know how you log into your favorite streaming service, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, etc., and you happen to see a new or recommended film that you've never even heard of? Well, I'm usually the person that's watching those films. Why do you ask? Because it's just good to take a break from what the media tells us to watch. So I will be bringing you 3 reviews of 3 films that I've streamed during the week. We need to see if there's some gems out there or if these movies really are worth passing up. The first film is Wormwood, Road of the Dead. The Netflix description says, he can't prevent the population from mutating, but a mad doctor messing with his sister, that he can stop. Armor up. What? So 2 things drew me to watch this. The DVD cover and the backdrop cover, the picture that's behind the description on Netflix. So I totally didn't understand what this movie was going to bring me. Based off of the description, I just couldn't make out what it was telling me about this film. So of course I had to watch. As far as the cast goes, they all did pretty well with what they were given. For this being pretty much all of the actors' first film, I was pretty surprised. Now let's talk about the plot. Australian dark comedy with zombies? Not too many of those floating around. Which made it all the more intriguing to watch since it was a different setting from just your usual town or city. The other thing that made this movie interesting to watch was that the storytelling, the cinematography, and the build of the zombies was pretty cool. The camera work in this film is similar to Shaun of the Dead, where it's really quick but it focuses on what needs to be focused on. I also enjoyed how the character stories were delivered and progressed. To be clear, the Netflix description was pretty inaccurate. The main actor is actually taking his family to get out of town to go get his sister. He has no idea that she was actually captured by a mad scientist. It was complete happenstance that he even found her in the first place. The zombies play an interesting part in this film as they are gaseous creatures which are amplified by sunlight. So basically solar zombies. Solar zombies. The sun. And you can't forget that there's a zombie queen. But you'll have to watch that to find out. So my final thoughts. This movie has gained massive popularity since I last watched it. It started out with 2.5 stars and now has 4 stars. And it's getting a sequel. A sequel. Many horror fans would love it. It's similar to a comic book. If you love zombies, love comic books, you'll love it. I loved it. Go watch it. Second film, Timelapse. The Netflix description reads, 3 friends conspire to use a mysterious machine that takes photos 24 hours into the future for personal gain until dangerous images develop. This movie seemed like it was gonna be a nice dark thriller. It even got 4.5 stars. But I just don't get it. So as for the cast, Daniel Panabaker, Matt O'Leary, and George Finn, which you may not know any of their names, but they all have decent acting chops. Of the issues that I had with this film, acting was not one of them. Plot. If you discovered a time machine, would you report it or would you take advantage? We all know everybody takes advantage. So, starting off with 3 roommates, 2 of which are dating, find a time machine that's taking pictures 24 hours into the future. There is, of course, that one friend that tries to exploit everything for his own personal gain and ends up dragging everybody else around him down. That's what happens with this. Tension happens when a criminal finds out that the roomies are using the time machine to take advantage of dog races. This movie gets really confusing. The roomies discover the photos of the future, but for some reason they decide to reenact the pictures of the future for the future to happen. If this machine is printing future photos, why do we have to recreate the photos when it's already predicting the future? Technically, you shouldn't have to do anything but live normally. But maybe I'm missing something about this, so I did a little bit more research. And if you want to see what I saw, follow that link. So my final thoughts on this one is that it is a puzzle. It was shot well, it was acted well, but ultimately the story itself is going to leave you thinking. If you're just a normal moviegoer, this movie may not be for you. But if you like to think, solve puzzles, and mess around with time movies, then definitely give it a watch. Third and final film, Tangerine. Netflix description reads: fresh out of a stint in jail, transgender prostitute Cindy and her pal Alexandra hit the crazy streets of LA to get revenge on her fickle pimp. I came across this movie on Netflix and watched it immediately, as I am a fan of the Duplass brothers. I didn't realize how much buzz this movie had when I watched it. This movie is completely shot on an iPhone 5, and the actors' stories were incorporated into the movie. Now, this may seem like a gimmick, but it's not. The director found these people at the donut shop and just started filming. The rest is history. The basic plot is that a transgender prostitute gets out of jail, meets up with her friend, finds out that her boyfriend cheated, and pursues the girl that her boyfriend cheated with for a confrontation. Now, this does incorporate the story of a taxi driver and a friend that intertwine, which are basically subplots. My final thoughts. This movie is fun. It had a really good soundtrack that really aided in the livelihood of the movie. Ultimately, it's a good movie if you like indie art house films, but normal moviegoers probably won't really enjoy it. Alright, Movieholics, what you guys think of the reviews? Have any of you seen these movies? If you have, let me know what you thought about them in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, and check us out on movieholics.net. Signing off, your stream queen. Have a good one.